Hey there! Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaedehara Kazuha.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedehara. I've heard a lot of...
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and...
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Mr. Kaedehara is currently the talk of... To be honest with you, our detective agency has... Some of them were offering us millions of mora...
Millions? Of Mora?
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter... Sorry, I got a little off topic, but I wouldn't know where to...
Then let's put that connection aside for now. The Tenryou Commission had very few leads.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that... If anyone had been out there attacking...
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run...
I still find it difficult to believe that few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person I am well aware of your talents. It would cause me great grief to see for the poor victim.
Don't worry, we'll...
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr.
You flatter me.
You are much too humble. Oh, actually, let me tell you about...
Sure. During times like...
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma.
Amenoma!
Right. Yuya is the nephew of 2 grown men going missing at this... I recalled this because Amenoma...
Understood. Though it seems highly unlikely to me.
Sure! Can't hurt! We never know what we might...
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start...
Sounds good. All the...
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha.
Huh? You two...
Yes. The Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the... After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Let me quickly explain. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun. Unfortunately, a series of events led to...
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. As an example, there is nothing mystical to our work. As for the art of the Kaedehara...
That's right. Ishin for only a blade thus forged.
Indeed. Most samurai... You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal... But let's get back on topic. We hope to assist with the investigation.
Ah, yes. My nephew. He didn't say a word before he left, but I've done what I can so far.
We heard that there was a collect...
Yes. On the morning that you... I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after... Yes. Strange, isn't it?
Do you
If I had to guess, he's never been particularly He is extraordinary...
Truth be told, we have some based on the evidence we have gathered.
What? No. He is humble and kind. Even... Yes. If there's what... But... With that, I also cannot know what course of action... Anyway, should...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the 2 men... Let's pay a visit to the...
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions?
For example...
That's a long story. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. Everything was fine when we first got married. But as time went by, things...
Uh-oh. What?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But on the last day that I saw him, I gave...
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, you must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with... After I said those words, he froze. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad... And I also don't... The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire.
I see. Amenoma Yuya came...
At first, I assumed, but my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries. I don't know. He just disappeared. Perhaps he's too afraid to come... Even though I'm still a little mad. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf...
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that... But the information we gathered from the other side suggests...
A little confusing. More...
Let's try a change of scenery. And rest assured, we'll notify...
Thank you so much.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meet the fire at the warehouse likely... Do you have any thoughts?
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
That is the most likely conclusion based on everything we know. What started as a disagreement over the price escalated. However, in this case, only one of the parties would have started the... If this is indeed what happened, one fact that I keep Mr. Nagato being heavily... The more I ponder it, right. All Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of...
Darn! We thought we could get two...
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs.
Okay, but...
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that... Oh, as sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direct... It felt very much like that ancient presence in Ina's... Indeed. But this unexpected spring of we should remain vigilant.
Huh. So it's an underground...
The force is definitely... The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. But the residue, judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatari...
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around...
It could well be that he was already on... From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not, but most will develop a stop. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami...
So what should we...
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look in. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer. You needn't worry. Everything's buried in debris. I can't see it. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami... Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind. From this point, the trail appears to... The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Time for a light show! That didn't count! Fuse is lit! Ugh! Look at this red stuff!
By the looks of it, a letter. Well... According to this letter, a conflict arose because Ame no Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr.
So,
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the... Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the... Yes, if Ame no Yuya is...
right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if, for a practitioner of the martial... All the clues that at first seemed I have a hypothesis.
Wait!
I believe so. On with the search.
Why here?
I'm not sure. Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So what's your problem, huh? What?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange... Whoa! Surely you don't...
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical... The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years. Or rather, as a means to occupy.
You're sharper than I thought. Many, many years ago, I was as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan.
I presume it has something to do with the...
Indeed. At that point, he was a bladesmith of great renown. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me in her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire...
So... swords?
The people of the time in which I was born never... After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya. I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power. The might...
So, tell me, what happens to those you've possessed?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that when they got tired or injured or unusable, I hopped to the next...
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to buy... At long last, I'm approaching my... Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun. Now, give your body... Rewrite history! Shall rewrite history! Shall rewrite history!
Clouds high, the birds call! That hurts!
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you!
Your bluff's fooling no...
Lost. I can never lose. It is this... Even if you defeat me here, the one who... He is but a puppet that can be... The end result is the same. And even if I were to lose my... By any means necessary...
Your fighting style. It is indeed, but from your movements, I sense...
Really? You can...
As I've mentioned before, the form... Since the blade is currently, if you ask me, the mania...
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art in that regard. Why would...
Because all of that is in the... I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all... Now that I've seen inside your mind... After all the time...
Oh, that's right!
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife... Well, that brings me... You were determined to fulfill... I think you realized your limitations long ago. But the way I see it... What
would you know about any of this? I'm just...
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance, even if you were to sever that divine light. Sure, you inherited the secret. How could you possibly unleash the full...
Silence, you blab... I must achieve... I will concede that you are most
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not... It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the...
How stubbornly you stick to your way. I do not believe for a second that you can...
What? Surely you're...
Very well. Then find yourself some enemy once we have dealt with them.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must
I accept...
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't, the cursed blade's strength is currently very weak. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intent. Even if things take a turn for the worse, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. Now,
Kazuha?
I felt a little dizzy at first. It's all right. So far, this was... I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemy. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced. If a blade built for Ishin art can... If he wants to avoid reality...
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about some... Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base.
All right.
What about Amanoma Yuya?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
My demon expelling...
Let the wind lead.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Let's get down to business.
Wind Strider!
As one with wind and cloud!
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Let's keep going.
Let's get down to business. Say no more! Now this! The fairy. Say no more! Finally, I had a lucky day.
Wind Strider! Clouds high. The birds come!
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming... He cannot hold out much longer. If he...
But what would that do to Amanoma Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He's still...
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire...
Yes,
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again.
perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you... Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to... Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya, it barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I finally figured out why it was that you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. The only one who truly...
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup, we can help.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just...
Lucky day.
Wind strike! Fine.
That hurt. To the very
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. No one knew anything of my story. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin
But in this too, you...
Indeed. No matter how too much time has passed, yours is the blade that...
Actually, this is just... Forging and maintenance are... This blade has traveled the land. Skill. Blade. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your Tatarigami is a malevolent... Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of...
I sensed it, but...
I resisted its temptations because I feel a great sense of regret for you. The moment you embarked on this, you have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I... I said to him, do not worry. From here on, I shall...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have...
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation. When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed. His frail face, a newly forged blade lay by his side.
Wow.
Indeed. He spent the rest of his life and he felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again reach. So he instructed this sentient. All he wanted to show was that they once shown.
So but after that...
Right. I believe this blade has Yes. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. He seems to have calmed down.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wish. But darkness and slaughter numb. Not only did I fail to...
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement, but I still cannot bring myself to force. So, may I ask you...
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix!
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have. My physical form, as well as...
His attitude hurt. What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. Alas, after that, nor have I ever... My fights were devoid of any... You are a fine...
Oh?
I will release Amenoma Yuya. You must have plenty of
Understood.
I see.
He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his act. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I do not wish to be a mere victim.
There's no need to worry.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your...
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear in any case, for a final duel.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the crux. Yep, we still can't let our guard down, even now. Still. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedehara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Wind Strider. Time to go. Fine. Wind Strider. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance, his sense of savage.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of...
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy success. I beseech you.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right...
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there?
I'm not sure, but...
It's Yuya! You have...
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was...
A prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that control... But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from...
Really? Is he okay?
Yes. Badly wounded, but he will... And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to...
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me.
What? No
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided... Thank you. I will Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said his consciousness will...
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down, he'd only in the final moment...
Seems like he really...
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation... Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them. I understand. Hearing his wish to rival your quest to face the gods, and after everything I've seen,
Oh,
I will continue to support you from this point on.
wait! Shouldn't we...
Oh, you're right. And it's also time to give him...
You've returned. I hear that the Tenryou Commission is already...
Wow! You sure kept your...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade for... By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also... And so, it looks like The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths. So it is... Were I to accept your goodwill, I may...
You misunderstand.
I am aware, but I still did...
Very well, I can understand. However, if you should ever change your mind or find your...
Great.
Where will you travel to next?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.